Alright, so we're gonna do a example pre-trip. So first thing, you're gonna want to look under the hood. All of our trucks have the hood latch somewhere in this region. There's some variation. Generally, there is a label. Some have faded over. On the smaller trucks, you're gonna find the latch in the middle. On the F550s, it's gonna be on the left side here. So when you're doing the pre-trip, just visually you can check whether the battery's connected, pop open the window washer fluid, take a look in, make sure you have enough for at least the day to top it up at the end, but preferably if it's looking low, top it up right then and there. Over here, you want to make sure that your coolant and your brake fluid are both within acceptable measures. So when the engine is cold, this in between these two lines is exactly what you want to see. And then again, in between the two lines, min and max, exactly where you want it to be. With that, take a look at the radiator. If there's a hole in it and it's leaking liquid, it's not good. So just look at the belt, see if you can see any cracks, any tearing in it. And check the oil. You're gonna wanna have a cloth, just wipe it off for the first time. Make sure you fully put the dipstick back in before taking it out. Now, you want the oil level to be in between the two holes in the cross hatching. This one's right on the top end there. Wipe it off. Just try to avoid getting any debris that might have got on the stick into the oil pan. That should be good for under the hood.
Just a side note, make sure the truck is not running.
Yes.
While you check the oil.
After you're done under the hood, I like to get the truck running. Make sure the window is rolled down. Too often, keys will get locked on a running inside a running truck. We're on the hazards. We're on the beacon. So when you come up here, you want to look at the suspension, make sure there isn't anything visibly sticking out of it. Check the tire pressure. A good solid thud will do you, but once a week you should be checking the pressure with a gauge. Make sure the lights are working. Same deal up here. Check the tire, check the suspension. Check that your box is actually closed. Same deal as the front back here. Tire pressure. Look at the suspension. When you're back here, take a look under here, see if you're seeing any exhaust leaks. You can see how it's visible right now. Once you first start the truck, it's the best time to check for that. Backlights are working. Take note of the license plate. Again, make sure the door is actually closed. Make sure the beacon is on. This one is a bit dim, so you may not see it on the video.
Have your spotter help you check brake lights and reverse lights. Use your communication. Good on brakes. Good on reverse.
Got pre-trip books. They need to be filled out every day, every time you get into a new truck. So it is carbon copy, so you do have to place this pad in between one white and one yellow sheet and the rest of the book. You need the time, day, month, year. Check off pre-trip, your full printed name. Wherever you're doing the inspection, most of the time it will be the shop, whatever the odometer is, unit number and plate number. Generally you can find it on the front of the book along with the shop address. However, unit number is located right on the front of each truck, with the corresponding number being the key on the board. If you have a trailer, the number is written on the tongue plate. For miscellaneous power equipment, put your Toro number, your Kubota number, put down that it's mowers, whatever it is. Make sure you're going through all the inspection items on here. Once you're in here, make sure your seat works, forward, back. Check your mirrors, make sure that they're clear and easy to see through. Set the parking brake, put the truck into neutral. Does it roll? If it does, the parking brake's not engaging properly. If it doesn't, you can release it. Make sure that you can see out the window, and just check that the washer fluid is coming out. With that, do not take off any of these unless there's something wrong with them. Blank boxes are everything is okay. If the driver did the pre-trip, you just need to print and sign your name once. If it's separate people, make sure you have both names on there. And that is a pre-trip. Once you do finish for the day, make sure that you immediately put the keys back on the key shelf, as we've had far too many incidents of people going home with keys for days, or in one case weeks. Alright, so when you're pre-tripping the larger vehicles, it's very important to make sure that you check the tire pressure on all the tires. So, I mean, most of the time, just if you hear a thud sounding as if it's full, that'll normally do. Kicking it with your boot, you can use a hammer. The best thing to do is, at minimum once a week, take a proper pressure gauge, check the pressure. Now, another thing with these larger units is you really got to make sure all the doors are secured. You don't want your handles sticking out like this. You want them flush. Just make sure that they're all properly closed. And particular on a unit with a dumping box, you want to make sure all the doors are secured on the dumping mechanism. On the trailer, on the truck, just double check the securement of all of those.